Good morning. I am attorney Lisa Bloom. With me is my law partner Eric Fudali and my client Lana Drews. Lana will be reading a statement. Eric Fudali and I will also have statements. Lana will not be answering questions. Eric Fudali and I will be answering questions after the statements. Thank you all for coming. Lana?
Hello, everyone.
Get closer to the microphone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lana Drews. In 2018, while I was living and working as a model in Beverly Hills, and I also owned a fashion software company, I had contact with Eric Swalwell on 3 separate occasions after meeting him socially. He offered me connections to further my software company, and I also had an interest in local politics. He invited me to 2 public events. I knew he was married at the time and that his wife was pregnant. He was my friend. On the 3rd occasion, I believe he drugged my drink. I only had 1 glass of wine. We were supposed to go to a political event, and he said he needed to get paperwork from his hotel room. When I arrived at his hotel room, I was already incapacitated, and I couldn't move my arms or my body. He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died. I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar. The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center in Connecticut. It had a profound impact on my mental health. I self-medicated in an unhealthy way. I did not want to live anymore. I cried all the time for years. At the time, I was in a dating relationship with a boyfriend I was fully committed to. I've never cheated in my life, and I would never have engaged in a consensual sexual encounter with Eric Swalwell. That reality further underscores the non-consensual nature of what occurred. It was a politically unusual and intense time in Beverly Hills, and I was considering a run for city council, which placed me in proximity to political figures and events and added to the pressure to remain composed and silent. Eric was aware I owned a software company, and he spoke repeatedly about his ability to make introductions in Silicon Valley, referencing his political representation and influence there. I was not interested in him romantically, but I was interested in the business relationship and professional connections he offered to provide. My delay in taking action against Eric was driven by fear, not doubt. Fear of his political power, his background as an attorney, and his family law enforcement ties. I have never doubted what happened. I stand with the other women who have come forward. And I will be making a report to law enforcement shortly with my attorneys.
I think you have to switch places with Eric.
I'm gonna go now.
Hello, my name is Eric Fudali. I'm a partner and I'm the managing attorney of the Bloom firm, and I'm very proud here to represent Lana. Mr. Swalwell and others have suggested that the allegations against him have or may have political motivations. Those on the other side of the aisle have already begun exploiting his accusers for political gain. I want to say very clearly that neither myself, Lisa, nor Lana care or concern ourselves with the political affiliation of the accused or how these allegations may or may not affect a political campaign or a career. This is about much more than politics, and belittling such serious allegations is offensive to Lana and the victims everywhere. This is not about Democrat versus Republican. This is about accountability versus silence. This is not about the pursuit of governor. This is about the pursuit of justice. This is not about whether you're on the right side or the left side of the aisle. This is about whether you're on the right side or the left side of justice, truth, and accountability. This is not about the end of a campaign or congressional service. This is about the end of exploitation and the abuse of power, political or otherwise. Lisa and I have dedicated our careers to fighting the power in the name of justice, regardless of the politics of the perpetrator. My hope is that this message both encourages others who are suffering in silence to stand up and fight, and also I hope this encourages the grossly politicized American public and politicians to put politics aside when it comes to allegations like these and stand up for what is right and not what is just politically convenient. Thank you.
Hi, I am attorney Lisa Bloom, and I'm very proud to represent the very brave and strong woman sitting next to me today, Lana Drews. Lana deserves what all women deserve: autonomy over her own body. Every minute of every hour of every day of her life, her body is hers to control. And no man, no matter his position of power or station in life, ever has the right to make that decision for her. As her attorney, I have advised Lana of her legal rights. Immediately, we will be filing a police report with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, which is the law enforcement agency that has jurisdiction over incidents that happen in West Hollywood. Lana is committed to fully cooperating with law enforcement, and we will do everything possible to assist and support her in that. We will be providing all of her evidence there, including text messages, journal entries, photograph, and witness information. We will encourage the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office to fully and promptly investigate her complaint. We will also cooperate with any other law enforcement agencies who are investigating Mr. Swalwell. For example, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which we understand has already opened an investigation. Because Lana and our law firm are here not just for her, but for the other women, to be helpful in any way that we can. We will not rest until we get justice for Lana. I want to say something now directly to Mr. Swalwell. Your recent statement that you are just not perfect, you are not a saint, is just blather and spin. Stop it. Your statement that this is all just a matter between you and your wife is laughable, if not for the fact that it is a slap in the face to the victims. Your statement yesterday that you just made, quote, mistakes in judgment is defensive and minimizing. Stop it. Own your behavior. To any other women out there who want to talk to us, and I have received messages from other women, we are here to talk to you. To anyone else who is a witness who wants to talk to us, we are here and we want to talk to you. Of course, for free and confidentially. I am very easy to reach via my website, thebloomfirm.com. Supporting women like Lana, who stand with the other women and who show such tremendous courage, is my absolute pleasure. Questions?
Could you please spell your client's name and also
Yes.
tell us when this occurred?
It happened in 2018, as she said. Her name is Lana, Lonna, Drews, Drews.
How many people have reached out to you that you just mentioned, and have you heard from Mr. Swalwell? He says he's going to fight these allegations.
3 other women have reached out to me just since I announced this press conference yesterday. I have not heard from Mr. Swalwell, no.
Swalwell has dropped out of the race for governor. He's resigned from Congress. What's the next form of justice for you? Because those would be what people would say. That's the political motivation. What's justice now?
Justice now are the criminal investigations. So losing one's job is not a sufficient consequence for these types of allegations. We feel that the criminal investigations are the priority.
So Lisa, are you representing both civilly and criminally, and do you think that Eric Swalwell should face criminal charges for this incident?
We are making a report to law enforcement. We are encouraging them to fully investigate. That is the priority right now.
And
Will
to
you be
follow
filing that today? Will you be going to
We will be going immediately. Immediately.
What's your message to Swalwell's wife and children, his family, who's going through this right now?
You know, I have nothing but sympathy for his wife and his children. I'm sure this is a very difficult time for them.
And the 3 women you say who've reached out to you, are they based in California or are they elsewhere?
I'm not going to provide any additional details or information about the 3 who have already reached out.
what legal hurdles do you anticipate in this investigation?
That'll be up to the law enforcement. Our priority at this point is just to make sure that Lana makes the complaint, makes the report to law enforcement, how they handle the investigation, their strategy, and what hurdles they may, they may find is up to them.
Lisa, often these victims, these women feel that no one will listen to them, no one will believe them. When this news broke over the weekend, did this give your client the feeling that someone would finally listen and it was time to come forward?
Thank you, Jim. You know, I think we've all learned enough to know now that when it comes to sexual assault allegations, it takes time for women or any victim to process what happened, to understand how to deal with the trauma, to work through it, and to get to a point where she is strong enough to come forward. It takes time. That's why the law has extended statutes of limitations, time deadlines to file, because the law recognizes that sexual assault allegations are different, and it just takes time. So for Lana, now is the time. And even now, it's very difficult, but she's doing it.
Ms. Drews, had you followed Eric Swalwell's political career, and if you're comfortable talking a little bit about how that made you feel, and just kind of seeing his face?
She's not going to be answering any questions.
Okay.
She had her statement, but
Can you answer
thank you.
that?
Thank you. Was she following his career? I don't know.
Ms. Bloom, I guess some who know Mr. Swalwell have suggested that he was living a secret life, a double life, and they were absolutely gobsmacked at all of the accusations that have come. Whether in this particular instance, or perhaps in your experience, is that usually the case, that people who are around someone like him are just totally in the dark on this, or are there clues? Are there people who should know, should have known something was wrong?
Well, it is very common when someone is multiply accused of sexual misconduct that the people around them don't know. That's very common. Or any kind of crimes. People on the street often say, I had no idea. So I think that's pretty common.
Do you have a message for the social media content creators who started publishing some of these allegations and helped these women to realize maybe for the first time that they were not alone in what happened?
Yes, thank you. Thank you to the women on social media, to the women who have already come forward, to anyone who has been an advocate, anyone who has assisted. You know, it's very hard to do this by yourself. And anyone who can support women, who can help them, who can advocate, who can speak out, it makes a tremendous difference. So thank you.
And I'll add to that, you know, there's a phenomenon we see in our line of work. It's called collective empowerment, that when one woman comes forward or one victim comes forward against their abuser, it often empowers, like a domino effect, multiple other women to come forward. This is why Lisa and myself are always encouraging women to come forward, stop suffering in silence, because not only are you saving yourself, but you're also saving someone who you are empowering, who you will probably never meet, to come forward and step up and start fighting against their abuser.
Lisa, you said that you're going to ask the Sheriff's Department to investigate the case, and
Yes.
you're going to cooperate with other entities, law enforcement agencies.
Correct.
What is the final objective of this? What do you
Justice.
want to see? Where do you want to see him?
Justice, that's the final objective. Justice for Lana. Yes?
Can you describe where that photo was from? And
Yes.
Can you give us any more details about the text messages or any evidence?
So this is a photograph that we've enlarged, obviously. It was the opening of a restaurant called Avra, A-V-R-A, in 2018, and it's one of the times that Lana described where she met with Eric Swalwell.
Will the firm be releasing any additional supplemental material to
We-
the media?
Not to the media, to the sheriff's office. We will be providing all of our evidence to the sheriff's.
Can you repeat which side of the
Office.
picture? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
So this was the opening of a restaurant called Avra, A-V-R-A, where this is Ms. Drews, this is Mr. Swalwell in 2018.
How many times have the two seen each other or met each other?
Right, so 3 times, as she said in her statement. There was no contact after the
Would
incident.
this be the first time law enforcement is contacted?
By us? Yes,
by
yes,
this-
yes.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
Could you react? We have 2 congressmen now resigning before expulsion, and just a reaction to that before this move forward.
Enough is enough. Of course, anyone in a position of power who is credibly accused of abusing a woman or anyone should step down. Of course, it should never happen in the first place. I think the American public is sick and tired of these stories, and I'm sick and tired of women being victimized by men in power. Enough is enough. It's really appalling. I'm glad at least these 2 have stepped down. There are 2 more who are being investigated in Congress for misconduct and facing expulsion. I can say briefly about Mr. Swalwell resigning from Congress yesterday. I do not, in my opinion, see that as an act of accountability at all. I see it as an effort to avoid the expulsion hearing that was coming, because once he steps down, the Ethics Committee no longer has jurisdiction to impose consequences on him. So even though he made some kind of a statement about, I made mistakes, et cetera, very vague, not really owning up to anything, certainly not apologizing to women, I believe that was the reason why he stepped down, to avoid that hearing. However, there are other consequences, such as law enforcement, and that's what we're doing now.
What would you consider accountability?
Justice via the criminal justice system.
But
also civil?
Right now, we're focusing on the criminal justice system. We think that's the most
Could you be a
appropriate.
little more specific in justice? Can you tell us what exactly you're looking for?
I'm not, because once you make a report to law enforcement, it is in their hands. We can control what we can control, which is we will answer all of their questions, we will cooperate, we will provide all of the evidence. And then the LA County Sheriff's Office and the Los Angeles District Attorneys will make a decision that they feel is appropriate. Okay, thank you, everyone.